Hi there, and welcome to this evening's workshop called Fundamentals of Essential Oils. Today we are going to talk about the key benefits of essential oils, what they are, and how you can use them for your health, both from a physical perspective and also from a mental perspective. Just a little bit of information about me for those of you who haven't met me before. My name is Buffy Gill. I am a nutritionist, naturopath, and medical herbalist. I'm an author of a book called Be Good. It's a cooking book, plant-based cookbook. There may be another one on its way at some stage. And I am the mother of two children, Neela 8, Torrin 4, and also a double whammy on its way. Tried for a third and got a double hitter. So I'm gonna have to change that slide in a few months' time. My main day job is that I run a blog, a food plant-based recipe blog called Be Good Organics. And so I create plant-based recipes for the blog. A lot of them are free. You can go on the website and sign up for my emails and get all my free recipes. And I do a lot of work with corporates as well, creating recipes for their new products. So I'm really passionate about sharing the benefits of plant-based nutrition with other people, and that doesn't necessarily need to mean that you need to be jump and switch to being 100% organic, raw vegan. It's about including more plant-based whole foods in your life and reaping the health benefits from that. I'm also really interested in natural medicine and everything that brings. And the way I like to think about it is we sort of have a pyramid when it comes to our health. And the bottom layer of that pyramid, if you split it into three, bottom layer of that pyramid is food. So we can't solve anything with with supplementation, with essential oils, if the bottom part of that pyramid is not solid. If you think about like the foundations of a house. So if someone's eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugars, takeaways, a lot of alcohol, a lot of processed red meat, then no matter what we give them in terms of supplements, we're not really going to be able to turn the dial. So what I focus a lot of my time on is helping people with that bottom part of the pyramid, getting those fundamentals in place. But on top of that, and what I learned when I was studying naturopathy, is that often that's not enough. And I thought in the final year of my naturopathy and nutrition degree that I could heal my patients, support their health, just using food, just using plant-based, whole foods, organic, and that would be able to resolve their hypothyroidism, reverse their hypertension, or get them off their medications. And what I realized in that final clinical year is that the food was helpful, but sometimes it wasn't enough to get that client back into a state of health. And there are a number of reasons for that. The first reason is that the way that our food is produced now versus 50 years ago is we use mostly monocropping. So you go past the kiwi fruit orchard and the orange orchard, and beautiful, but they only produce kiwi fruit. So what that means, because it's more efficient to do so, what that means is year in, year out of producing kiwi fruit on the same soil. What do you know? Kiwi fruit are really high in vitamin C. So they're going to drag all of the vitamin C out of the soil. And the only way to get it back into the soil is to either plant another crop on there, which is more rotational cropping. That's very expensive to do, or spray the soils. And so most of our soils are heavily sprayed. But what's happened is that the nutrients in those kiwi fruit, in those oranges, is half of what it was 50 years ago. So when our grandparents were eating an orange versus when we're eating that exact same orange, even if it's an organic orange, we're getting half of the amount of vitamin C that they were getting. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that as we age, our ability to absorb nutrients declines. And so when a 5-year-old child eats that orange, they're going to absorb, let's say, 95, 100% of the vitamin C. As an adult, we're only going to absorb 60 or 70% because our ability to absorb nutrients just declines over time. And then the third reason is that often we're dealing with clients, or you may be in a position where you've already got a health concern. you already have low iron, you already have heart disease, you already have a thyroid condition. And so we're working from a place of lack. And so we need to boost up. And so this is why we use herbal medicine, natural medicine, supplementation, just everything we're going to talk about tonight, is to bring you back up to that level, those, to optimum levels. So do make sure that the base of your pyramid is mostly in order. Doesn't have to be 100% in order, but 80% in order. But then on top of that pyramid, that is when we can look at things like supplementation and essential oils to support our health. So the goal of this class is to empower you, hopefully get you to dust off your essential oils if you already have essential oils. If you don't already use essential oils, to learn about them and understand how they form, that upper part of the pyramid, and how you can add them to your health regime and your life, and use those to support things like your sleep, stress, energy, weight management, and more. So 3 incredible things about oils. If you go away from today's workshop and can't remember anything else, I just want you to be able to remember 3 things. So the first thing that is really wonderful about essential oils is that they're safe. They're 100% natural. The oils that Doterra produces, a lot of oils that you can buy from the chemist and from Briscoe's and the $2 shop aren't, but we're talking specifically about the 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils that Doterra produces, and they are 100% natural and safe. So we're not going to get side effects, and we're not going to cause any addictions. Unfortunately, conventional medicine, whilst it works fantastically, it's not smart enough to just come into the body. So let's say we take a statin. It's not smart enough. This day may come in the future, but at the moment, it's not able to come into the body and just take action at the organ that we want it to take action. It takes action in the entire body. And so this is why when you have, maybe you have an elderly family member, and you'll go and see them, and you'll notice they have a big pill box, and you say, why are you taking all these things? And if you haven't had this experience, go and ask an elderly family member what they're taking. They'll open up a big pill box and they'll say, well, I started taking that because I had the heart attack, and then that was giving me really bad reflux, so I started taking that. And then that was making my back really sore, so I started taking that. And it's a cascade. And suddenly they'll be taking 10 different pills, conventional medicines, because the first one wasn't able to just take action at the zone of, the target zone. It had an effect on the entire body. And so we call them side effects, but they're just additional effects to drugs. Essential oils don't have that problem. Natural medicine doesn't have that problem. We don't get these huge side effects, negative side effects that we then need to use another medication or another natural medicine to offset. They are extracts from plants with amazing health benefits, and they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So when you take a peppermint tea because you've got a little bit of indigestion after a meal, that's fantastic, and that's going to be really good for your digestion. But we can use essential oils in a very similar way and get 50 to 70 times the benefits. So I love people taking herbal teas and drinking herbal teas, but I always say to them, that's sort of, that's kind of in the base of your pyramid. That's part of your food. You're not going to get a huge therapeutic action from having herbal teas. If you want real results, then you're going to need to use a stronger, more concentrated form of the plant. doTERRA's oils in particular are certified pure, tested grade. So that means that they've undergone about 50 different tests to ensure that there are no heavy metals, no pesticides, no additions, nothing taken out, and that they are indeed 100% pure essential oil. So an example of this, and this is one of the most common and most popular essential oils across the world, is peppermint. So peppermint oil, and it's this little one here in the blue bottle, is got so many benefits. This is just such a versatile oil. It's one that you'll use a lot. It's very energizing and uplifting. So even just smelling it in the morning to wake you up. If you're working and you need kind of a bit of a 3 p.m. coffee boost, peppermint. It's also really good to promote clear breathing. So anything to do with the respiratory system, if you're coughing, a bit of peppermint, either in a glass of hot water, or you can put it topically or in the diffuser. It's also very cooling. So if you've got sunburn, you can spray, make up a spray bottle with some water and a couple of drops of peppermint and spray it on the body. Or if you've got family members that have a fever, you can dilute the peppermint with a bit of a carrier oil and put that on the body. It's cooling to the skin. And it's also amazing for relieving head tension. So any sort of headaches, you can put your peppermint oil straight on the temples like this, or you can also take a drop in, so on your thumb like this, and in the roof of your mouth. There's so many uses for peppermint oil, and it's one of the more affordable oils. All of the oils are priced differently, and that's a direct reflection of how easy or difficult it is to extract that oil from the plant. So peppermint, if you can imagine a peppermint bush, lots and lots of leaves, easy to extract the oil, and so we can get peppermint oil for quite a reasonable price. It's an amazing oil, though, that you definitely want to have in your home first aid kit. The second incredible thing about essential oils is that they're really effective, and they're often more effective than conventional medicine to health problems because essential oils permeate the cell membrane. So you can see the picture there on the slide of a cell. If you remember back to high school biology, you might remember talking about how cells have an oily membrane around the cell. And so what that means is that most conventional medicines, which are water-based, are unable to penetrate the cell. This is why when we get a virus, COVID, influenza, this is what I just had over the last 10 weeks, a conventional medicine is not able to penetrate into the cell. And that's why when we have a virus, often the recommendation is just take some Panadol, drink lots of water, get lots of rest. There's not a cure for viral infections because viruses sit on the inside of cells, whereas bacteria sit on the outside of cells. So if we have a bacterial infection, tonsillitis, anything with itis on the end of the word, the bacteria sits on the outside of the cell. We can take antibiotics, and they'll kill off all those bacteria. The only downside to that is they kill off the bad bacteria, but they also kill off the good bacteria in our gut. And we've talked about this more in other workshops. I certainly have done workshops on gut health before, but that's the downside of taking antibiotics. But when it's a viral infection, it's inside the cell. And so our conventional medicine has a real difficult time of penetrating, and that's why we get this kind of go home, rest, take it easy, drink lots of water recommendation. Essential oils are oily by nature, and so they're actually able to penetrate into the cell. It's pretty amazing, really. And they're one of the only things that we can use to get inside the cell and attack things like viruses. So a couple of oils that are really beneficial to the immune system to support viral infections as well as bacterial infections is this blend called On Guard. So this is a blend of different oils, whereas our peppermint was just a single oil, and this one is called our protective blend. So it's basically designed specifically to protect the immune system. Great for sore throats, great for colds, great for flus. It's very cleansing in the home as well, so you can use it to make up your own home cleaning products. Just a few ways that I like to use this is applying it topically. You can either do it neat, undiluted, or you can dilute it in a roller ball. I've got my rollers here. So that's an example of a roller ball diluted. So you put about 20 drops of your full strength oil and the rest with your carrier oil. Then you can put that behind your lymph nodes. Yep, down the spine, on the soles of your feet, and on the wrists. Anywhere really where the skin is. The feet is a really great place, but because it accesses all the body, the meridians of the body, but also anywhere where the skin is really thin, because it's going to be absorbed into the skin and get into the bloodstream quickest. Also, the way I love using On Guard is making up a throat spray with some water with a few drops of On Guard in it, and as soon as you feel that little tickle coming on in your throat, spray in the back of your throat, and often the next morning you'll wake up and that little tickle's gone away. Or you can make up things like your own home foaming hand pumps using a bit of Castile soap, mostly water, and 10 drops of your On Guard. So it's incredible antibacterial, also has antiviral studies, and they actually have done tests on cleaning sprays made with On Guard versus your traditional cleaning spray, and the bacteria actually came back faster with the conventional cleaning spray, whereas you've got this natural one with no toxins. Doesn't matter if your pet or your baby licks the bench, and you're actually going to get a better result in terms of antibacterial action. So that is On Guard. And the last amazing thing about them is they're affordable. So the reason that they end up being more affordable than traditional medical care is you might pay $20, $30 for a bottle of oil, but that bottle there of 15 mils has got 250 drops of pure essential oil. And when we're treating a concern, we really only need a couple of drops to treat, per serve. So I like to think of one drop as kind of a serve. And you can go more than that. You can go up to 6-7 drops if you're applying it topically. But we're really talking, under 10 drops each time we're trying to use an oil. And so they end up being, costing, cents. I mean, the other side of it as well is, if you've got a sick child, for example, and I remember this when my first child was young, and she had a virus, and she had an ear infection, and she was tugging at her ears. I think she was 2, pressing her ears. Ow, 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 I was so sore, mummy. It was all red and inflamed. And of course, I was only just started my naturopathy studies, and of course, as a parent, you kind of go, "Oh gosh, I don't know what to do," and I'm really concerned that her well-being's at stake. And so I ended up taking, with a good part of a full day off, going to White Cross, sitting in the waiting room for 2 hours, going in and getting antibiotics, which were free. But I basically lost a whole day. And by giving her the antibiotics, which, yes, cured the ear infection, I then had spent a whole lot more money the next 6 to 12 months trying to rebuild her gut. Because, of course, when you take a course of 7 to 10 day antibiotics, the research shows that it can take up to 6 to 12 months to repopulate the gut with good bacteria. So calculate 6 to 12 months of probiotics, and it soon becomes an expensive exercise. So if instead I'd known about my essential oils, I could have used the likes of lavender and, in particular, tea tree. That's lavender in the purple and tea tree in the green, and rubbed it around the ear. You can dilute it down on a cotton ball and put it just over the ear, and that's really effective for ear infections. I could have saved a lot of time and a lot of money. So there's our lavender there. You probably have, that's one oil or one herb that most people have smelt growing up, but it's a very calming oil, both for the mind from an emotional perspective and also for the skin. So all of our oils, they generally are going to have both a physical benefit and a mental benefit. So we've got our physical body and then our mental health. So lavender calms the mind. It's really good for sleep, stress, but it also calms the skin. So for things like burns. In fact, that's how essential oils were discovered, is a French aromatherapist who was just using essential oils for the beautiful aromas. That's why we call it aromatherapy, the therapy of using smells. He was making perfumes, burnt his arm, dunked his arm into a vat of nearby lavender oil just because, oh gosh, look, that looks cooling and like a cold liquid. But not only was it cooling, what that he found is that in the coming days and weeks, the burns healed really, really beautifully. And that's when they realized that aromatherapy, the study of smells, was more than just the study of smells. These oils actually had therapeutic benefits to them as well. So that's why to this day we still call it aromatherapy. And until I learned about essential oils, I also thought, oh, that's just nice smells, they actually have therapeutic benefits like all plants do that we can use for our health. So there are 3 ways that you can use essential oils, and we've already covered some of them. The first one is aromatic. This is probably the softest way to use your oils. You can either diffuse them in a diffuser, or you can literally take off the top of the bottle, and inhale them. And we've got a couple of examples there of really wonderful ones to take aromatically. Easier is probably my favorite example, and this is also a blend. It's called our respiratory blend, or the blend, and this helps to clear the airways. It's kind of like a natural version of Vicks Vapor Rub. So you can put a few drops in a hot with some hot boiling water and put a tea towel over your head, do the classic inhalation, or you could just put it in your diffuser and inhale it that way. So that's aromatic use, safest way to use your oils, a great way to start out, and really safe for children, pets, and elderly. The next way to use them is a little bit stronger, and it's topically. So this is really good when you want some localized benefits. So imagine you've got back pain, and then you can actually apply the oils to the local area, to the back pain. Generally, we recommend diluting it with a bit of carrier oil first. And so a great example of that is Ice Blue, which I don't have because it's by my bed at the moment, so I have really bad back pain. So I'm putting Ice Blue all over my back and actually down into the glutes and the upper thighs. At the moment, amazing for soothing sore muscles and joints. You can also use it for headaches and migraines as well. And Digest Zen, or that one's actually known as Zen Guest now, is another example of one that's really great to use topically. You can see that one there, Zen Guest. And you can either put that neat, so NEAT, neat meaning undiluted, on your stomach. I usually put 5 or 6 drops on my stomach. It's quite a lot, but I like how that feels. You can start off with maybe 2 or 3, or you can dilute it with a little bit of your carrier oil. We usually use fractionated coconut oil because it's really nice and light and it's not too oily, whereas a lot of your other carrier oils like sweet almond, jojoba, beautiful oils, macadamia oil, beautiful oils, great for moisturizing the skin, but they're quite oily. So not the type of thing that you want to lather all over your body and put nice clothes on, because the clothes will absorb the oil and it discolors it. It discolors them quite badly. So on the stomach, to relieve upset stomach, or if you get motion sickness, if you experience any type of nausea. And you can also use it after a meal if you're just feeling a bit bloated and have indigestion after a heavy meal. You can, again, apply that topically. And then the last way we can use our oils is as a flavoring, or essentially sublingually or in the mouth. So you can put a few drops in water. You can also put some drops in veggie caps, or just put a little drop under your tongue. Some great examples of this are our lemon oil. This is great in water first thing in the morning. It's really cleansing for the digestive system. So it's a great thing to start your day. Or you could put a couple of drops in a nice big water bottle and drink that throughout the day. You can also use that as a cleanser around your home in addition to the On Guard. And then frankincense is another one we can put in the mouth. So this is our king of the oils. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's really good for calming the nervous system. It's also great for anti-aging from a skin perspective. So remember, mind effects and physical effects. So we can always use our oil for some sort of mental effect and some sort of physical effect. So frankincense, calming for the mind, also anti-inflammatory and anti-aging for the skin. And it actually helps with cellular regeneration. So this is a really, really great one if you've got someone with some sort of chronic illness. To use frankincense can be very, very healing. And there's a lot of research around frankincense and its use in chronic serious diseases, things like cancer. Please go and look at that online. So you can go to PubMed or ncbi.com. It's a repository of scientific research. It's all freely available, or at least you can generally read at least the extract for free. And if you type in frankincense with frankincense and cancer, or frankincense and tumors, throw a few things in there and you'll find that research and be able to read that for yourself. So easier, we've spoken about basically our natural Vicks Vapor Rub. Ice Blue, we've spoken about. Sore muscles, sore joints, great for headaches and migraines. Lemon, cleansing for our body, but also cleansing for the home. So I love adding 3 or 4 drops of lemon to my whites. Anytime I'm washing white sheets, white towels, they never stay white forever. Put it on a soak as well, and I recommend putting on a hot wash. So, if I'm washing this jersey, even though it says cold hand wash only, I will wash it in a hot wash with a soak cycle with lemon oil, and that's going to help to really crisp it up and bring it back to that nice white color again. You might remember when we were teenagers spraying our hair with lemon juice to make it blonde, and that's why it's a natural cleanser. It's like a natural, almost like a natural bleach. I actually had a set of white chairs, kind of plastic chairs, and there was a stain on one of them, and I got some lemon oil on a cloth and rubbed off the stain. Well, that was great, got the stain off, but it also left this bright white circular patch where I had rubbed. And so I had to go and clean the rest of the chair with the lemon oil and the rest of the other 5 chairs as well to match it up. But just so amazing for bringing, for cleaning and bringing life back to any of those white surfaces. If you've got white shoes, like white leather shoes as well, amazing for cleaning those, or white Birkenstocks, amazing for cleaning those, getting them white again. Then guest, which used to be known as digestin, we've spoken about, and frankincense we've spoken about. So I wanted to play a short video for you just around the sourcing of some of these oils. And this is one thing that really sets doTERRA's oils apart. So often I have people asking me, oh yeah, essential oils, I've been using them. And then they show me what they're using. And they're about 20 years old, and you kind of open up the box and it's like spider webs kind of float out, and the bottles are really hard to open and it's all crusty around the edge. I think, oh yeah, you've had these for 20 years. So they do expire after a certain amount of time. They last for a decent while, 4, 5, 6 years. But 20-year-old oils that aren't even 100% essential oil aren't going to give you the same therapeutic benefits as fresh pressed. It's like fresh cold pressed olive oil versus the cheapest olive oil from the supermarket. Which one are you going to get the most health benefits from, right? So the way that doTERRA source is they only extract pure essential oil. They also go to where the plant grows naturally. So instead of just planting all of the oils in one location, which would be easy and more cost effective, but we're not going to get the same benefits as we do when we actually go to where the plant grows naturally. So if you can imagine tea tree, it grows naturally in Australia along the riverways. It grows like wildfire, and we don't have to encourage it with pesticides or sprays or anything. It just grows really naturally in that environment. So what that means is when we extract the oil from that tea tree that grows locally there, it's going to have a much higher therapeutic rating than a tea tree plant that we grow in our backyard. A good example I give of this is, would you buy Manuka honey from New Zealand, or would you buy Manuka honey from China? And we can buy some great things from China, including goji berries. They're local to China. But Manuka honey is not something you would buy from there, because Manuka doesn't grow naturally in China. And so even if they were to grow Manuka trees and produce honey, it's not going to have the same therapeutic benefits that our New Zealand grown Manuka honey has. So this is just a little video on vetiver. Hopefully you can hear the audio.
Having kids walk for an hour and a half to go get a single gallon of water, it's not an easy task. We have new wells being drilled, and in a short time they will have access to potable water, which is like good now in Haiti.
So I just wanted to share that very, very short video. There's much longer ones you can find if you just Google doTERRA sourcing, to give you a little insight into what it looks like on the ground, where these oils are sourced from. They're literally sourced from plants that are grown naturally in all these countries across the world, but also how doTERRA work in with the local communities in a very part of their ethos and their founding ethos. And one reason that I absolutely love working with them is that if we take oil from a community, we want to give back to that community. So if we're extracting oil and employing these farmers, not only do we want to make sure we're paying them above a fair wage, we also want to give back to that community. So the number of examples of things that they've done, building water wells in Haiti, building schools in the Middle East, in countries where there were no schools for girls, there were only schools for boys, building healthcare centres, things like that. They generally will go to the community and ask what that community needs. What are you lacking? What would improve your quality of life? And then that's one thing they always want to do, in addition to paying those farmers above fair wage. With essential oils globally, like, this is the other risk of buying things just from the chemist. You're not going to get the therapeutic levels. You might get manuka honey grown in China. You might not even get 100% essential oil. In fact, over 90% of the essential oils sold globally are adulterated in some way. It's a huge percentage. So the vast majority by far of the essential oils that you can find on the shelves have been adulterated. They've had another plant put in there. They've had some sort of carrier oil put in there. They've had a synthetic material put in there, all in the interests of reducing the cost for the manufacturer. But what that also means is it reduces the therapeutic benefit to you. So Doterra is part of that sub 10% of oils being sold. And in fact, they are the only company in the world which is selling pure essential oils sourced from where the plant grows naturally, i.e., which has the highest therapeutic benefit, which is why as a naturopath, as a medical herbalist, once I started using Doterra's oils and learned more about this, it's very hard to go back to any other brand, and I haven't, and it's been 6 years. If another brand popped up that was as good quality or better quality, sure, I would absolutely have a look at it, but there is nothing else that is as good quality. And Doterra's goal is to be the best, produce the purest essential oils, and that will never change. And so I don't think I would ever change the essential oils that I'm personally using on myself, my family, and then also my clients. This is just a slide to get you thinking what your top 3 health concerns are. And so this is a nice way to get started with your oils. Like, is it sleep? Is it stress? Is it low energy levels? Is it skin? You've got really bad eczema or acne. Is it, sore back, sore joints? Is it constant headaches, constant migraines? So have a think about those and even jot them down for yourself. Now, what are the top 3 things that I'd really like to work on? And you know what? No matter where we are in our health journey, there's always things we need to work on. So I have been in this area, studying, learning about this area for over 10 years now. I still always have a 1, 2, 3. In the last 10 weeks, it was really bad influenza and respiratory infection. I got pneumonia, so infection on the lungs. Sleep is often there for me, but you'll have your own ones, and they'll change over time as you journey through life. We have different phases of life as you go through, menopause into older age. Your health concerns are going to change. So whether it's a concern or whether it's a goal, jot yourself down, take some time to think, what are the 3 things I really want to work on to improve my physical and mental health? And then that's something that you can come to myself, come to any of the senior members in our team and ask our advice. And it's one of the most amazing benefits of actually using doTERRA oils and setting up a customer account with doTERRA is that you get attached to what they call a wellness advocate, someone who specifically is advocating for your wellness, for as long as you want that support. And that's one thing that I absolutely love about working with doTERRA, is that I'm not just selling someone a bottle of oil, I'm selling them me as well. So it's here's your lavender oil, and I come with it for as long as you want me, for as much as you want me. And so take advantage of that when you've got your doTERRA account set up, and use your wellness advocate. And if they don't know the answer, they will ask another wellness advocate, another health practitioner, and find the answer for you. So I'm just going to get a couple couple of testimonials from the floor just briefly. I would love to hear from Quita about, Quita's here. She's been using oils for a number of years now, and I know you've had a couple of experiences where you've just had amazing benefits with the oils. Can you pick one to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest impact, and it was probably the one that got me started on my doTERRA journey, and that was peppermint essential oil. Now my son, about 6 years of age, it got a knocked the head, had a concussion, and everything seemed to be right until about 6 months later, where he started having these really full-on headaches that would intensify to the point of going into migraine, and then he would start vomiting, and we would have to cancel everything the next day as he recovered after having had this full-on intense experience for him, for his health. And this started becoming quite a regular thing. We went through all the processes that you possibly could with the medical system in regards to charting and trying to work out what was going on. And the only thing I could come back to every single time was the fact that he had had a concussion 6 months prior. I was pretty desperate by this stage, after a good couple of months of having to deal with this, and it always occurring quite regularly. One of my friends came up to me and said, here, I want you to try the peppermint essential oil from doTERRA, see how you go with that. So the instructions I was given, the moment he started showing any signs of symptoms of getting the beginning stages of a headache, was to get a drop of the peppermint essential oil and put it on, get him to suck it on his thumb, or put it on his forehead and the lower back of his spine, between the spine and his skull. And lo and behold, that headache, as long as we hit it immediately, completely disappeared, and it was an absolute game changer for me and our family. Being able to attend events was just without having to worry about having to cancel everything for the next day. And being a homeschool mum, you know, having to stop going to homeschool activities because of it was actually quite a bit of a nightmare. So really glad that I met peppermint essential oil for our family and its needs.
Amazing, thanks, Quita. And we'll just get one more. Pitt, can you share one of your favorite experiences with the oils that's had a real benefit in your life?
Absolutely. I have to think, like, I have so many experiences, but first experience was my sleep, because I went to essential oil class just like we do right now, but a physical one. And I went along, and I love essential oils. I use essential oils from different places, and I thought, oh, they're all the same. I just want to buy 1 or 2 bottles of maybe lavender and something else. But then I got handed a form, the wellness concerns form, and I thought, oh, I had a problem sleeping, really big problem sleeping. So I wrote down 1 is sleep, 2 sleep, 3 sleep. So that was a main problem for me. But I didn't expect that essential oils would help me with my sleep. So I thought I'll just try. So I tried, and very soon my sleep was almost normal. And then I was told, hey, you probably wanted to try Lifelong Vitality micronutrient supplements. And I thought, okay, well, what have I got to lose? I'm going to try this because I've tried everything, right? So I tried the combo of micronutrients, Lifelong Vitalities, and lavender essential oils, vetiver, and cedarwood. And so this, and also frankincense as well. And oh my gosh, I have been sleeping like a baby. So I lost my sleep for 8 years, and I would pay thousands of dollars to get my sleep back. But in fact, I only paid Home Essentials kit and $125 for Lifelong Vitality. And that's pretty good bargain for me. So really happy. I become a better mom, a better wife, and a better person for myself. And so I'm just really thankful for Doterras that came into my life.
And I think this is one thing that's so pertinent with health, is when we're in good health, we don't think about it. We don't think about how valuable it is. And often we kind of neglect our routine, and we, eat lots of the wrong foods. A little bit of the wrong foods is fine, but when it's majority, unhealthy foods, and we neglect our supplement regime, and it's only when you actually get sick that you realize how incredibly debilitating it is. And again, I've just had this experience in the last 10 weeks, and I have a number of man hours as well as just emotional stress that it's caused, that I've lost from having this influenza, is just incredible. And sure enough, prior to that, I'd neglected my immune support routine. I was healthy and wasn't really thinking about it. So I was a low-hanging target. And I mean, you're a low-hanging target when you're pregnant anyway, but I was certainly did not make things better for myself. And once you are sick, now you're not working on just on preventative care. Now you're working on treatment, and that's a lot harder than prevention. So, spending a little bit of money on preventing poor health, and that's both physical and mental, is going to save you so much in the long run. And you only have to look at the costs of some of the treatments for chronic illnesses. They're in the $30,000 to $80,000 type range. So when you do get unwell, when you get older, especially, it's a very, very costly exercise. So really, I can't stress enough the benefit of, doing making a little bit of effort now to prevent poor health, and to just live in great health, live in good health. Live and feel amazing mentally, feel amazing physically. It will change just how you operate in the world. So this is the set of supplements that Pitt was talking about, Lifelong Vitality. It's actually the number one product that Doterra has. And I remember I spoke at the beginning about the fact that I thought food could save the world, and realized that actually we need supplementation to get us back to good levels, because we're either low, because our food production is such that what we're eating has got less nutrients than before, and that also because as we age, we absorb less. So I recommend to every adult, and I'm talking anyone over the age of 25, we are declining. Our body's declining from the age of 25, 30 onwards, and taking some additional support. This is like, got the bottom layer of the pyramid. This is the next layer for me. So this is going to fill in any of those gaps where you may be low, and just again ensure that you are in optimal health, even regardless of the gaps that exist in your diet. There's 3 supplements there. One is a broad spectrum whole food multivitamin mineral. One is an high antioxidant, boosts cellular energy. It's really great for longevity, kind of like the anti-aging complex. It's got all the good things in there, like pomegranate and green tea and turmeric, resveratrol. And then our last one is an omega-3 complex. So mostly omega-3s with a little bit of 6s and 9s, and really, really great for brain health and for skin health. So this one's amazing. You can actually try it for 30 days, order it through your customer account. And if you don't experience improvements in your health, you can actually return it for a full refund. And the types of benefits we normally hear from clients is boosted energy, better mood, more stable mood, better sleep, better skin. So it's not one thing, it's working on the whole body. And that's why I think about it as one of those layers of that pyramid. It's just going to work across all of the different systems, like our food does, works across all of the different systems. And then we can use the top part of the pyramid to target specific things, like specifically struggling with sleep, specifically struggling with thyroid, specifically struggling with weight management, etc. So there are 3 ways to get oils from Doterra. They don't sell them in retail stores. You can purchase them from like a chiropractor or a naturopath, so in a sort of a retail setting. But really, we don't encourage anyone to do that. You're going to pay the retail price. What most people do is set up their own customer account. And what that means is that you instantly get a 25% discount code off all of your purchases. So you get 25% off the retail price advertised on Doterra's website or on any other website that you can find them online. By setting up a customer account, you also get access to a wellness advocate to support you with your health. So, I mean, really, I would say that that's priceless, for free. And you also get access to our oils training programs, all of the workshops that we do. You can come along to these workshops. We do lots of other more specific topics like immunity and stress, sleep, hormones. You can come to all of those workshops complimentary. And you also get a private wellness consultation with one of our wellness advocates if you'd like to do that too, to talk specifically about those 3 health concerns that you jotted down. The last way that you can get your oils is having a customer account and also using points. So this is like Air New Zealand Air Points or Flybys or your Countdown card, one card that you swipe. And essentially, if you use your customer account in this way, you can earn points on every purchase and end up saving up to 55% off retail. So instead of getting the standard 25% off retail, you can get up to 55% off retail by using their points program. Totally optional to do so, but it certainly reduces the cost of your purchases down significantly. So these are a few of the sets that you can start with. The Family Essentials is the top 10 oils, just in little 5 ml bottles. That's a really great way to start if you are just a single individual or you're on a budget, because it's quite cost effective. The set that 95% of people start with is the Home Essentials, and this contains 10 of the most popular, most commonly used oils. So those ones that we spoke about: peppermint, lavender, tea tree, lemon, as well as some of the doTERRA's bespoke blends. And this is what most people start with. If you're a couple or more, then this is what I would recommend starting off with. All of our training as well is based around the Home Essentials. So when you get the Home Essentials, all the training that we give you at the beginning is going to pertain to those 10 oils. So it's quite relevant. If you've already got those top 10 oils, then there are a couple of other sets that you can start your customer account with. Again, all these sets are heavily discounted, which you can see. This is the Emotional Wellness Starter Pack, which is beautiful. It's got 5 different blends in there to support stress and mood. Great if you've already got the top 10 oils. And then this pack here, Nature Solutions, this is actually the one that I started with. If you have a stronger interest in natural health, we've got a large family, then this is fantastic because it's even more discounted than the Home Essentials, and it's basically Home Essentials Plus. So it's got your top 10 oils, but it's also got a diffuser, a carrier oil, ice blue rub that you can rub on your muscles, past tense, which is great for migraines, Claricalm, which is great for hormones, Correct-X, which is for any sort of cuts, scratches and bruises, and a bunch of other blends for energy, for sleep, etc. So yeah, this is a fantastic pack. Then that's the one that I got and loved, absolutely loved. But if you're not sure where to start, I would recommend just going with the Home Essentials. These are some little wellness boxes that you can actually purchase once you've got your customer account set up. So if your specific concern you wrote down was sleep, or it was sore muscles, or it was immunity, then these little sets are going to be perfect for you to get, once you've got a customer account set up down the line, and they've been, specifically created for sleep, exercise, sore muscles, joints, and supporting the immune system. So another thing you can do with doTERRA with your customer, once you've got your customer account open, is to actually host a class, host a get-together. It can be online. I always recommend doing it in person. Get your wellness advocate, ask your wellness advocate to come along, teach a similar class to the one we've done tonight, obviously in their style. And as a host, you get a thank you gift, and all of your friends that come along, they get to learn about essential oils. It's a great way for you to recover the basics and have a refresher for yourself, and also ask any specific questions from your wellness advocate with regards to your specific health. But your guests, if they decide that they want to purchase any products on the night or after the night, they also get a gift as well. So it's a really nice way to share, and they're a lot of fun. I love coming and teaching in-person classes with small groups of women, and around a cup, some cups of tea and some little bliss balls, and learning about how to support your health naturally is just something that I think everyone should do. So once you've got your customer account, there really are three types of people that kind of come along to these workshops and end up using doTERRA products. The first are people who just really want to focus on their health from a natural perspective. They want to improve their health. They want to improve their sleep, their energy, their mood. They want to live a more natural health and wellness lifestyle. The second group of people that we find start using doTERRA's products is people who love sharing their stories. So we have heard some stories from Quita and Pip today, and it's like when you buy a really amazing pair of jeans or you go see an amazing movie, you can't help but tell your friends, oh my gosh, did you see the movie, that movie, I'm not going to say the one that I saw recently, but I really enjoyed it and was quite surprised. And I've told friends about it, like, it's this, you should go see that movie, it's really great. So if you're the type of person that loves sharing your personal experiences, and most of us humans are, then you can actually share your experiences around doTERRA's products and essential oils, natural health, and you can actually get store credit on your account and use that to get your products paid for. And then the last type of person that that sort of comes and starts using doTERRA's products is someone who's interested in building, who wants to both earn an income but also make an impact and help other people with their health from a natural health perspective. So I already was a naturopath and a medical herbalist and a nutritionist before I started using doTERRA. I already was wanting to make an impact on people's lives, and I already had my Be Good Organics business. And so doTERRA ended up just being a natural fit for me to work alongside them with my existing business to enhance the impact I was able to have on other people's health, not just with food, but with herbal medicine as well. So the next steps from here, if you don't already have a customer account, then whoever invited you to this workshop will reach out to you, or you can reach out to them. And remember to ask them about some specific support for your health needs. And I'm just going to quickly talk for the next 10 minutes about sharing essential oils and about how you can benefit from that. So basically, remember I was talking about the three different types of people that you end up coming to doTERRA and opening a customer account. And often most people open up their account just thinking that they want to use oils for themselves. That was certainly me. And I would say it's 99% of people. But once you start having these experiences yourself, like Pip had with the sleep and like Quita had with the headaches, you can't help but share with others. And doTERRA will actually reward you for that. So there are benefits of you doing that. So if you're doing that naturally anyway, then make sure you take advantage of doTERRA's referral program. So what that means is if you refer a friend to doTERRA, you can actually earn store credit on your account, firstly just to get your oils paid for, but if you build it from there to actually earn like a supplementary income. So these are three different things. If you're thinking, oh, I could be kind of interested in that, this is, if you just want to get your oils paid for, they call that a rank of elite or premier. So this is kind of getting, let's say, $300 a month. So it's going to pay for all of your product. And it can take 2 to 6 months. You might spend a couple of hours, and that's not you sitting at a desk. That's probably you out and about at the swimming hall with your kids, talking to the mum next door about her child that gets chronic ear infections and passing her some of your tea tree oil. So it's that type of thing. It's 3 hours of 3 hours of work, but I don't really think about it as work because I end up talking to other mums about this sort of stuff anyway, or other people about this sort of stuff. If you want to supplement your income, you're looking at moving to a rank of Premier or Gold, and so you're earning sort of $900 plus a month. That can take between 6 months and 2 years, and you're putting a little bit more time in, so it's more like a part-time job. Or you want to completely replace your income and you want to basically have doTERRA be your full-time income, and then you're looking at a rank of Gold to Diamond and earning $4,000 plus a month. This might take you 3+ years, and it's more like a full-time job kind of hours involved. But certainly just getting your oils paid for, I think is a no-brainer. Share your experiences. If you're having great experiences with your oils, share them with your friends and let doTERRA help you get your purchases paid for. Just like any other referral program works in in retail. And that's the end of the presentation. So thank you so much for dialing in. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out afterwards and send me an email. You can either come through my website, begoodorganics.com. You can email me at buffy@begoodorganics.com. If you've got specific questions on your health, then definitely get in touch. And if you've got specific questions in relation to how you can, if you've already got a doTERRA customer account, and you're interested in learning a bit more about the referral program and how you can start getting your oils paid for, then please get in touch. Like I would love for you to be getting your oils free each month, and taking advantage of that benefit that doTERRA offers. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for dialing in.